This is the big brother that every man deserves.
Walk with your head held high, Simone.
A brother who believes in you.
You and me are soul brothers, you know? We're siblings of the spirit. Drills are your soul, you got it?
A brother that pushes you to become stronger and never makes you feel weak, even when you are.
You did good today, Simone.
What are you saying? I can't do this.
Whenever my ass gets in trouble, you're always there to save it. Thanks a lot.
A brother that helps you find your purpose.
Your drill is right here. You can't keep wasting time in this place forever. What's that drill of yours meant to do?
Every man needs a big brother who will show us the path forward, the path to becoming brave, strong, courageous, and lead other men.
I give you my word that if you ever start to doubt yourself, I'll come and belt you one. So don't worry, I'm right by your side. Just believe in yourself. Believe in the Simone that I have faith in.
Big brothers serve as an example for us to follow. If they go down the right path, we can follow them. And if they make mistakes, we can learn from those. That's how we continue to grow. They hold us accountable to our fullest potential.
Listen, Simone, never forget. Just believe in yourself. Not in the Simone that I believe in. Not in the Kamina that you believe in. Have faith in the Simone that believes in you.
That's what it means to be a big brother. To give others hope and confidence that they can make their dreams a reality. To give them the strength to create a better world for themselves, no matter how impossible that dream seems. The big brother always sees the potential in those around them when the world sees nothing.
Just who in the hell do you think we are?
What does it mean to be a brother? It's more than just about sharing blood with someone. It's about the time that you spend with them, what you're willing to go through for them, the sacrifices, the hard times, the difficult situations. Being a brother is being there for someone when they're at their lowest and when you're at your lowest and you feel like you have nothing else to give them, but you still choose to stay by their side. You still choose to walk with them every single step as they go on their path and as you go on yours. As men, it can be easy to feel isolated and separated in the real world because I know that most of us aren't good when it comes to maintaining connections with others and especially telling other people that we might need them or that we're there for them if they need us. But every time I think to myself that I'm okay with grinding towards my dreams alone, or that I'm okay with the man that I am without needing the support of others or supporting anyone else, I'm reminded that the best times that I've had in my life is when I stood side by side with a brother going through something so extremely difficult, but always having his back and him having my back. That's what it means to be a brother, and it's also why we need brothers. Whether it's emotionally, whether it's physically helping us get through a tough time, having someone who you know will always have your back, no matter how tired you are, no matter how emotionally exhausted you are, no matter how weak you think you are, having someone to believe in you gives you the ability to go further than you possibly could have ever imagined you could have if you were completely on your own. I've went through so many situations in my life where I thought I was completely done. But it was a brother who stood by my side, who always pushed me to go that extra mile, and that's why I am the man that I am today. And that's why we need more brothers like this. That's why we need men like Kamina. But what happens when you don't have a big bro like Kamina? All Simone is good for is digging. He doesn't think he's capable of more than just his job as a digger and does what the village chief tells him to do. He assumes that his life will always be underground, that one day the ceiling will come crashing down, killing him and his village the same way it killed his parents. Without a supportive brother who sees your fullest potential, you end up setting glass ceilings for yourself, assuming that you already know your place in the world and there's nothing else you can do about it. The world that Simone and Kamina live in is a cruel one. Humans are forced to live underground by their enemies, and if they just even try to get to the surface, everything in the whole universe wants to destroy them just for existing. When this is the reality that they face, of course it makes more sense to stay comfortable and safe, even if it means being in an underground prison that will eventually kill you. But this isn't life. This is just an existence. Without someone to show us the path forward, we can end up wasting our whole lives sticking in this comfortable path, avoiding pushing ourselves to achieve anything because we're afraid. Young men need support to aim at their dreams and believe in them. It's what gives their life meaning. We work every day doing our best to live. But how many men do you think worked hard only to get to the end of their lives to realize that they never made their dreams come true? That they just existed without creating their own purpose? Kamina refuses to let him or Simone go down this path. No matter how much Simone wants to run away and is afraid of fighting, Kamina is always there to back him up. He puts his life in Simone's hand, believing that if they aim at the heavens together, they can reach it. Kamina knows that the world doesn't care about him, his dream, or Simone. He has to be the one to break free from that underground prison, or else he'll always be trapped. People won't respect him unless he proves himself, and his dream won't come true unless he fights for it. He pushes Simone because he wants to prepare him for what it takes to not only survive, but to dream big and aim for it. Having a brother to stand by your side gives you the faith that you need to know that your dreams are possible. This is what gives Simone the faith to aim his sights at achieving whatever is in front of him, whether it's saving his girl, fighting back against his enemies, or taking on the whole universe. Because they believed in each other, they were able to believe in themselves. There's one moment when Simone gets trapped in this dream reality with a fake Kamina that uses his talent and manipulates his vulnerability for needing a big bro. He says everything that the real Kamina would say, but it's obvious he's only interested in his own gain instead of Simone's growth. This moment captures how important it is for young men to have a strong older brother to follow. Without a true big bro, we can waste our lives listening to and believing these fake role models, people who are only interested in using our attention and adoration for their gain. How many people have you listened to because you thought that they knew better than you? That you let these people define what the ceiling of your potential was. Kamina isn't a big bro just because he gives Simone positive words of encouragement, but because he puts that faith where his mouth is. When the real Kamina shows up, all he asks Simone is what is he meant to do? What is it that only Simone can do? Big bros are meant to guide us in the right direction, keep us from falling down the wrong path, and remind us of how we're capable of so much more than we think of. At some point in your life, whether it was when you were a child or as a man, you needed the support of others. Someone to believe in your dreams and tell you that you can make it come true. Having a big bro is more than just about having support. It's about having someone who is walking right in front of you so you can see the path forward for yourself. They not only give you direction and support, but also give you a bond that can only be shared when you know someone is walking the same path as you. The best role models are those that inspire us to not become like them, but to surpass them in every way. Growing up, I didn't have anyone who believed in me the same way that Kamina believed in Simone. In fact, it was the opposite. I had most people who were older than me telling me how weird I was, how awkward of a kid I was going to be, and how I was going to grow up to not accomplish anything. It wasn't until I rewatched Gurren Lagann that I realized that I was living under a glass ceiling this entire time. Without anyone to show me the path forward, I've had to figure out a lot of things on my own, and this is the story of most men. We all have something to prove, whether it's to ourselves, to the world, to someone who doubted us. We have to believe in ourselves when no one else did. As men, we run off of negative energy more than we ever did positive encouragement. We're trying to show that someone was wrong for doubting us, for rejecting us, for thinking we couldn't accomplish what we wanted to. The truth is that negative energy will get us moving, but it's positive encouragement, having absolute faith and belief in ourselves that we're going to be able to make our dreams come true. That's the energy that keeps us moving forward for years. And this is what Kamina represented the most. He never tried to push Simone based off of his insecurities or his fears or his negative beliefs. He was always positive and kind to Simone because he knew that this is what was needed if Simone was going to be working hard for years to come. And this is what we need to give to ourselves too. But since we don't have someone like Kamina to remind us of this, we can end up going off of negative energy for our entire lives. But if we really want to prove someone wrong for doubting us, or if we really want to make our dreams come true, we're going to have to learn to start believing in ourselves the same way that Kamina did in Simone. Without this positive faith in ourselves, we can end up living our whole lives too afraid of taking the first step. The truth is that everyone has a dream. Every man has something that he wants to accomplish in his lifetime. But most people will die without ever seeing it come true. Whether it's because they were afraid of taking the first step, they were afraid of people judging them, they were afraid of being rejected by that girl, they were afraid of seeing the world. There's so many things that can hold us back, so many doubts, so many insecurities, and so many fears. But it just takes one thing for us to move forward, and that's having faith in ourselves. We all know what it's like to think like Simone at the start of Gurren Lagann, too afraid of leaving the underground village. Even though we know we're in a prison, just as long as we're used to it and it feels comfortable, we're willing to stay in there for our whole lives, living under a glass ceiling that someone else created for us. And it's having a big bro like Kamina that reminds us what's on the other side of that wall, what's on the other side of all of our doubts, our fears, our insecurities. You have a dream right now that you're sitting on. You have a dream that you're letting die right now because you're afraid of breaking through that glass ceiling and seeing what's on the other side. How much longer are you going to let that sit there? Whether it's asking that girl out, whether it's creating a dream life, whether it's you taking steps to becoming a man that you can be proud of. Big bros like Kamina remind us that we're capable of more than what we see in the mirror right now. That there is something out there that only we can aim at. And if we actually take steps towards it, we can accomplish it. Simone could never have imagined a life outside of the underground if it wasn't for Kamina showing him the way. Even though Simone didn't see any value in himself, this is what he needed if he was going to take a step forward. If someone came into your life right now and said that they had absolute faith in you, absolute belief in you, that you could make your dreams come true, and that whatever life you wanted, you could have it, would you think that they were crazy for believing in you? Isn't it weird how we put our faith in strangers online? When we hear someone aggressively yelling at us over the internet to do something, we believe that they know what's best for us, but we lack that same conviction in doing what we want to do. Kamina never defined Simone's limits or even his potential. He just told Simone to aim at the stars and that he would one day be able to reach the heavens. Kamina saw in Simone the potential to surpass him, and all he ever wanted was for Simone to see himself the same way that Kamina did. Maybe you're having self-doubt right now. Maybe you have insecurities that are holding you back. Maybe you're just afraid of taking one step forward. But if there's one thing that you remember from this video, always remember,
just believe in yourself. Not in the Simone that I believe in. Not in the Kamina that you believe in. Have faith in the Simone that believes in you.